Welcome to our trip to Pikes Peak. Uh, in this video, we want to give you a bird's eye view and perspective of the climb to the top of Pikes Peak. We've seen other videos, but in this video, we're going to speed up and slow down as we take the journey. It normally is a 1 hour trip up and 1 hour trip back at a speed of about 25 miles an hour. Beautiful views up there if the clouds are not in. I had to use my son's video for that. So we're getting ready to go into the beginning of the video. So we're going to speed up. So on the screen, it'll let you know what speed the video is traveling at. So right now we have just left. We're getting ready to enter Pikes Peak. We're at the beginning of the 19-mile journey to the top. So right now speed is about 300 times normal, because the actual speed on this road is 25 miles an hour. And as we were going, they were doing a little construction along the way, and we were following this vehicle. We are just now beginning the beginning of the journey. So right as you come up, we come up to the entrance. So now we're at a normal speed. This is where they talk to us about how to go up, how to come down, making sure that we're using a low gear coming down. So here we're just at the beginning. We're between, the first couple of miles going in. Eventually we come upon the first rest stop, pit stop, where it's also a little picnic area. And so here, as you notice, we're surrounded by trees, feeling comfortable, nice little journey. We're still at the very beginning of the journey. Haven't gone that far, maybe 2 or 3 miles in. The scenery was just beautiful, magnificent. Now we're coming up to the gift center, and there's a lake down there where you can actually go fishing. There's a place to view. So now our speed is going to drop down. This is normal footage. So this is the gift shop, one of the gift shops at the very beginning. So it's a place where you can stop off on your way back down the mountains. We had a beautiful day going up. The clouds were nice and colorful and kind of overcast. As you see, as we start to go higher, the trees are beginning to thin out, and we can actually start to see the peaks of some of the mountains in the range. And the road is quite curvy, but you still kind of feel safe here. We're just speeding the video up because we just want to give you a perspective of what a trip to the top of Pikes Peak actually looks like. Now, as you see, the trees are not hovering over the road on the side. We are starting to pass by trees that are, when near the top of the trees, as they're on the side of the mountain going down. Still hasn't got your heart racing just yet. So we've slowed down. This is the actual speed that we were traveling, because the speed limit is 25 miles an hour. That place way out in the distance is where we are heading to. We're probably about 9 or 10 miles into the journey at this particular time. So this is where they do the brake check when you come off the mountain. So when we got to this point, I think our heart may have started racing just a little bit, because we're looking at these mountains in front of us. There's no one to come out, and if they close the mountain, this is where they close it off at. So this is the mid gift shop. It was amazing. There was a bus that we met. I think we're going to meet another bus, but as we came down the mountain. And so here you see, wow, we're now starting to get some perspective. I'm still traveling, I'm traveling at a slower rate because I just want you to get a feel for the drive. We're still doing 25 miles an hour or less. Now we're starting to get up to the place where now the road, you can look over to the side and you can see the tops of the trees. And as you're driving, so this is at a speed of about 250 times. I sped the video up. We're meeting motorcycles coming down. This is the normal speed. At this point, your heart can begin to race a little bit because as you look way off in the distance on the right-hand side, you see deeply into the valley. There are very few guardrails here. Here's one of those hairpin turns where you turn back, and generally when you come around that, you're immediately starting to go up at about a 20, 30 degree angle. Now we're getting to where it's starting to look like we're driving on the moon because there's no trees up here. And there's no guardrails. Okay. There's nothing to catch you. There's a motorcyclist coming down. I still got it kind of going fast, but it will slow down here momentarily because it's like at times when you're driving, it's like you're driving like you're going to go off into space and into nothingness. You see, we're now at an elevation where the snow caps are beginning to appear. There are guardrails at certain of the curves, not all of them. So now we're starting to feel a little bit good till you make that turn and you realize, wow, we are driving on the side of a mountain, okay? And you can look way out in the distance down for probably about a mile maybe. We are starting to hit an elevation now of about 12,000 feet. And you can see the ice, the snowpack. And over on the other side, you can see like a lake in the distance. I think that's a lake. So this is one of those switchbacks. There's very little curve up here, very little curve. So here we are now transversing on the side of the mountain. You going to say anything, Ramona? You don't want to watch this. Oh, the heart will start palpitating. So now we got snow on the ground. We get going through all of these switchbacks, okay?
And you forgot to mention what month we are traveling.
Oh, this is in May. This is May. So I pull off because somebody's racing behind me and they wanted to go and I did not want to go fast. So we still got about 2 miles to go. So this is not too bad. So now we're at the normal speed of what we were driving. You can see off in the distance. We're starting to get up now into the cloud cover. It's a wonderful feeling. This was okay, but I'm like, okay, how much further do we have to go at this point? Okay. And so I did edit out some, but like I say, it's about an hour trip, but I'm speeding up, slowing down because I want to give you the feel of what it feels like to drive along the edge of the mountain as you're going to Pikes Peak. This is literally how fast we were going. This is the normal video speed. We had our brand new 4K dash cam and with GPS. This is what the drive feels like. We're getting close to the top, but we still have a ways to go. When I looked up and saw a bus coming down and then I see somebody parked on the side, I'm going like, okay, these are kind of some brave souls. But I think we're almost nearing the top. There is a place where you can pull off and look out and take some beautiful views. So now I've sped the speed of the film back up because I want you to just kind of feel this journey as we're driving and climbing into the sky so you can just get that feel of that upward motion. Here comes another cut back, a little bit of a guardrail. And we're thinking, wow, we're about to get there. Now we're really on the edge. Not much of an edge here. I don't know who built this road. Took a lot of brave souls to build this road.
Do you remember the question that I asked you?
What was that question?
I asked you if you were afraid.
No, I wasn't afraid. I was just wanting to focus on staying on this road.
But when we got back down, I asked you if you were afraid, and you told me what?
My heart raced a little bit. So here comes another bus coming down. We are almost at the top of the mountain. We are almost there. This is the normal speed. As you see, if you ever want to drive on the side of a mountain, no protections, no guardrails, climbing into the clouds, Pikes Peak is the place to be. And when you're driving, you look out, you realize there's nothing there. And so here is the final few, probably the last half mile getting into the top. And probably the most heart-churning portion of the journey is this last turn, because you're at about 14,000 feet up driving on the side of a mountain. Oh no, I guess we were not there. I thought we were almost there. We're still going up. I got a little ahead of myself there. We got one more cutback.
Yeah,
Well, at least they got a guardrail at this point as you're going up. This is the normal speed. This is the speed I was traveling, making this final, I think next to the last cutback, I lost perspective. And so here you can just feel like you are driving off into the clouds about 14,000 feet up in the air above the sea level. And you're making this very careful turn to get into the top. There I see the signs. We are nearing the top. Those cars are leaving, and there you get that moment of relief that we made it. Okay, we are now at the top of Pikes Peak, 14,115 feet elevation.
No, 14,151.
Okay. I'll see when we look at this. You sure it's not 1145? We'll see. Okay, and that's where you can the Pikes Peak Center. Okay, we park. So now, as you can see, it's very cloudy up there, and it got even worse as we were preparing to come off the mountain. Okay, and this is my picture. I got on my glasses from Ray-Ban, trying them out. First time I tried them out. I have them on. I'm walking into the Pikes Peak Visitor Center. This is what it looks like when you're at the summit. I don't know if it had a height on there or not. We walked by it kind of so quickly. Then they have this large glass facade, and I got my camera with me. I think I took it off and took a couple of pictures. Now my son went there twice. I asked him if I could use this video. His name is Doc. That's what we call him. He captured this beautiful video when he was there at the top of Pikes Peak on a clearer day. Because as you see, when we get ready to go down, and while he was there, even though it was a clear day, it was snowing. And so I just kind of grabbed his video. He gave it to me to allow me to bring it in there because I wanted to show you what it actually looked like. We didn't get to experience that, and I don't think we're going to go back to experience that either. My beautiful wife is telling me no.
And by the way, it is 14,115 feet or 4,302 meters.
So we were sitting inside, and they said, you got to get off the mountain now. We're closing it in 30 minutes because the clouds, the fog bank have rolled in and visibility is almost zero. And so this is what it looked like when we are trying to leave after we've been up there probably about 45 minutes. Now the chili was amazing. We had some great chili while we were there. And now, as you see, I got my wiper blades on. I'm trying to see. I don't know which way to go. It's kind of hard to see the road. This is what the normal, I finally figured out how to get out of there. So I'm following some vehicles. I would say my heart's racing just a little bit because I can't see the road clearly. You can't see the lines. They should paint the lines again, but I don't know when they're going to paint them again. So this is us driving down through the fog bank that it rolled in. This is the actual speed I was driving. As you notice, I'm probably drifting more toward the center of the road because that edge felt just a little uneasy for me. And I'm hoping that the road is not slick. Now I did get over because there's vehicles coming up. They got their flashing lights on. We have our flashing light on also. And I'm just kind of easing down. I think I did speed up the video footage here to give you a feel of what it was like driving through that fog bank. As you notice, I'm kind of somewhat in the center of the road because I just didn't feel too comfortable wanting to be on that edge. Okay. And we're like, okay, we got to get off this. We got to navigate there. So I'm making this cut back in the fog bank. I'm looking very carefully. This is actually how fast I was going, just how the video is letting you feel right now. So it was kind of, you just like, this is not the place you want your brakes to fail. When before we went up there, I took my vehicle in. They say, Mr. Franklin, your brake pads are at a 4. I said, what's the limit? They said 3. You're good to go. I said, no, change them. I'm going to Pikes Peak. I did not want to be on this mountain and have to worry about my brakes having some type of failure. So if you're going to drive the Pikes Peak, do yourself a favor and make sure you do maintenance on the vehicle, especially your brakes, to make sure you don't have any problem. Make sure you know how to downshift and things of this nature. And so it's amazing when I'm coming down in that cloud bank that's covered the mountain, you can see the edge. You really can't see off in the distance because of the fog bank, but it's still a little unnerving. And so I can see a vehicle in front of me, but I lose sight of them because I think they're going just a little bit faster than I am.
Well, quite frankly, I wasn't sure if they were going faster, or we had slowed down, or they had gone over the edge, because after a while we just didn't see hazard lights anymore.
And I was not trying to catch up with them to figure out what was going on. So here we are. I took the video speed up a 3, just so you can just get a feel. I'm not actually driving this fast, but I want you to see what the road looks like, the shape, the terrain. I think I didn't slow it down in this curve, but they have guardrails up there. But no, I was not driving that fast. Right now the video is sped up just so that you can get a feel for the journey all the way up and all the way down. And so now I'm starting to feel a little better because I got terrain on one side and a little bit more terrain on the other side. I can kind of look out and see some things. So, but you're still driving with that sense of there's no guard, there's no barrier there. But it's an exhilarating ride. Some people, they found it fascinating. They were driving quite a bit faster than we were, and I was happy for them, but I was taking it very slow, very methodical, coming off the mountain. It took us a little while to get down. They said we had to get down to the 16-mile point. So I think I didn't cut out much of the video clip because I just wanted you to see what it feels like. Now, I would have liked to have come out and be able to see out into the distance and see deeply into the valley. We will at some point, but we having to get down. So now we're starting to get down to a place where you can see the cloud is lifting, okay, and we're able to see further and further into the distance. We're about 18 minutes into the video. It goes to about the 21, 22 minute point. We're almost down to that place, and we stop where they do the brake check. So that's where this video is going to take you to. But Pikes Peak is a great treasure of America. We had a great time, great adventure. It's worth doing once. Not sure it's worth doing twice. unless you, I think it's worth doing once, but just be prepared for the experience of driving about 3 miles into the air. 14, well, I don't know what my math figures are, but about 14, you're over 14,000 feet. Now, there is a higher place you can drive to, but this is probably one of the more popular places. There's another place in Colorado that goes a little bit higher, and they have the fame for the highest road. But this one is enough. I don't think I really need to try out the other one. These were some amazing views, but kind of breathtaking views as you coming down. We're getting a little bit lower into the valley. So now I've slowed the video speed down to where this is the field. This is actually how fast I was going. I think right here I'm probably doing 10, 15 miles an hour. The actual speed limit on the road is 25. It's not very fast, and for a very good reason. Because once you leave that guardrail, there's just open space between you. It's a great view. You like this view here? Mm-hmm. we're not up to 14,000 feet. We're probably at 12 or 13. We're probably going from 13 down to 12,000 feet at this point. I don't know. I didn't have that. They didn't have a height altimeter on this. But here's one of those sharp curves as you're coming down. You can still see the mist of the rain on the window. So I was a little worried, not too worried, but just concerned, being safe about the road being wet and being slick. And so you're making these hairpin turns going down. So like I say, it's very exhilarating, very great to be able to look out and look over the landscape. This is where the lady, she came, and I don't remember her name right now while I'm recording this, but after she visited there, she wrote the song, America the Beautiful. I can understand why she would walk away with that sentiment. This is a great part of our country. Our country is just so wonderful. America, it expresses all types of terrains, climates in America. And so I've always dreamed about driving to Pikes Peak, been to Colorado a few times, but just couldn't make it. So we were able to make it this time, and it was just an amazing journey. Heart starting to race just a little bit less now. You see somebody parked on, now that's nerves parking on that curve. I'm not sure that thing can hold. Make sure. I wanted to stop, but Ramona said, no, keep going. We're not doing that. So here's that wonderful switchback. Now there is a place to pull out, but we were just, we didn't pull out to take any pictures from this vantage point. We just decided we were going to go ahead and get off the mountain because they told us that we needed to get off the mountain. But there were people up there, so if you see somebody on the top of the rock climbing, I trusted that they were being safe. So yes, this was a wonderfully amazing journey. So we could just, do like a infomercial about Pikes Peak. But the whole purpose of this video was to give you a feel and let you see what it's like to drive to the top of Pikes Peak and also drive back down from the top. Hopefully, if you go and you make this journey, hopefully you'll get sunshine. But like I say, this is May. This was the end of May. This was after Memorial Day, wasn't it? Yes, it was. It was after Memorial Day because we had gone to Colorado for a wedding. And we also went to the Garden of the Gods. So there's another video that we'll be posting at some point in time. What do you want to say, Ramona?
Well, the song that was written was America the Beautiful. And it was written by Kathy Lee Bates, who was a poet and English professor. And she had written that song after a visit to the summit of Pikes Peak in July of 1893. And it says here that she was completely mesmerized by the expansive views. She was mesmerized, but I was terrified.
Well, when we see this, when I see the truck, that means we're coming up on the brake check. And that was, I think I got the brake check actually on here, where the man, he wants the park ranger, he takes a thermometer, he points it at the brake, and he's checking the temperature of the brake pads, because if they're over 300 degrees, they make you pull over into an area where you can rest. Here, you can see the top of it now. And so he told me I was looking good, but my brakes were looking better. Okay. So here we go. That truck pulls off. They know, like, okay, we definitely need to pull over here and kind of cool our brakes down. And inside this place is a gift shop. And I think this is like below the 16 mile point, when they say you have to get below mile marker 16. And I think I have him talking. I hope so.
What am I looking like?
We'll see what happens here.
Well, man, you're looking good, okay, but your brakes are even better. I like you, sir. We're going to stop here anyway and let it cool off.
So, thank you for coming along with us on our journey to Pikes Peak. I hope you had fun watching this. I hope I didn't cause you to be fearful not to go. I think it's worth the trip once, at least once. Unless you're truly terrified of heights.
Yeah.
Then you might want to think about it again. And then as we were getting next to the top, Ramona looked at me and said, "We paid for this, right?" I said, "Yes, we paid for this experience. It was a wonderful experience."